Hi, my name is Jaz Kundra, Product and Application Specialist for compact and small wheel loaders. And I'm here in the Middle East because the machine behind me is new for territories just like this. That's the 914K. Its smaller sibling, the 910K, is about 7.5 tons. We've also slapped on 15.5 tyres, and you've also put on a 1.3 cubic meter bucket capacity. Now the 914K, we're going to slap on 17.5 tyres, give you about 1.4, 1.5 cubic meter bucket capacity. However, it's going to be about 8.5 tons, which gives you much more operating capacity overall. Both machines are going to benefit from a C4.4 100 horsepower, so you're going to have all the ponies to play with that you need in the back of the engine. Now, seeing as Caterpillar have designed everything from that point, it kind of makes sense that we design everything at this point, and that's what you're going to get, tip-to-tail solution. Performance Series buckets are designed to simply keep as much material in the front of the bucket. TFS, throat floor sides. You're going to get a long floor, wide throat, and of course, curvy sides. You'll be forgiven if you think that's simply aesthetics. Those greedy bars keep all the material in. And when you're working in environments like this, where there's a lot of bumps on the ground, anything that we can do to help you keep material in is going to benefit you. Now, if you're looking for a very simple 2-valve single lever option, which we currently have, we recommend the pin-on configuration on the front. That allows you to keep the bucket as tight as possible, giving the optimum performance characteristics. Now, you might need to do some work tool interchangeability, and of course, the old faithful IT coupler. This is common on our backhoe loaders, on our telehandlers. So if you've got a cat fleet and you want to pick and place tools, or you've got some old IT tools, that's the one for you. Plus you get a zero offset, which means it's really optimized for performance. In addition, we will offer you an ISO wide coupler if you require it. Now it's a little bit more offset, you're going to lose a little bit of performance, but you're going to gain a huge amount of versatility. You can have a wide range of work tools, and of course with forks you get fantastic visibility through those wide visibility windows on the front. Now all of those are stuck onto the heart of the machine, the optimized Z-bar linkage. You see, back in the day, we had a 914 GT or an IT14 G2, and you had to sit there and think, do I go for a Z-bar? Do I go for a tool carrier? And we say, no, you don't. You simply have to get one solution from the Caterpillar DNA of all of our wheel loaders. It's simply just take it, pick it. It has everything you need. Parallel lift, powerful breakout forces, great visibility down the front. It really is a phenomenal front end linkage. And of course, extremely strong. We offer you a high lift option should you require it. Part also on the wheel loader DNA is the diff lock. It's on the go. Doesn't matter if it's a 906 or the 938, the 910 and 14K are no different. You simply press the button and the diff lock option will pretty much be able to select it on the move. That is one of our DNA features. It should be no different on this unit. When we get to the hitch area, check it out. The hoses, they're spaced out because once you get sand in there and a bit of grease or a bit of water, if your hoses are clumped together, when the machine starts to articulate, that sand acts like a grinding paste, wears those hoses down. That's why we spread them out, clamp them tight. It's basically designed for applications just like this. Now, let's check out the operator station. Now, some of you might recognize this cab being common across the rest of the compact wheel loader family. Designed by operators for operators, they're the experts. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's exactly why we stuck with this. It's still the most functional cab in the industry today. 2 doors allows me to clear that sand because it gets everywhere out the cab very easily. Raised foot pedals, I still have them so I can clear them out. I can still get to the storage from whilst outside the cab. I can even touch the window mirrors and still adjust them from sitting on my seat. And of course, adjustable steering give me maximum legroom at all times. Still a basic functional cab. However, on the new 910 and 14K, we bring to you EH controls. So we've gone away from the pilot and we've given you low effort controls, and this is brilliant for those long hours. If you couple this with probably the best feature of the cab, the air conditioning, which I assure you is phenomenal. I've tried it myself and it's very well suited for this climate. So the EH controls, and on the new K series we get this massive new armrest, gives it a very comfortable ride for the operator. We've even taken the display from our larger wheel loaders, brought it down into the 10 and 14K. So now you get all the information you need in an easy to see display. A lot of nice little tweaks for the operator. Now when we designed the K series, we had visibility in mind, not just front, but also the rear. We pretty much shrink wrap that engine. Check how narrow the rear end is. If you can see the rear corners, you can see what's behind you. We didn't neglect the sides as well, fully glazed doors, low level glazing in the front, and a big wide screen. I mean, 360 visibility has never been better in a machine in this size class. And I have to say, having filmed here for a week, this has to be one of the most congested, busy sites I've ever been on. And having this type of visibility in a machine this size helps massively. And that's what you're going to get on the 910K and 914K, the best visibility on the job site. So it's still a very functional cab, but on this side is where all the fun starts. It's the electro-hydraulic controls, starting off with the multifunction joystick, which is now part of the EH suite of controls in this machine. Gives you low effort, silent controls here. You still get forward, neutral, reverse, proportional auxiliary controls, diff lock, etc. But what's great is the low effort. That's the key thing here. It's extremely comfortable to operate. And in tandem with the multifunction joystick is our 8-button keypad. Now you don't have to have this, you can make it as basic as you want, but what you do here, you can get these great features as part of a road load or road load package. What you get is your ride control, which helps with material retention, a great combination with our Performance Series buckets. We get kickouts, so basically that allows us to position the work tool as well as the loader arms automatically by pressing that button and simply activating the detent on the joystick. We've got the implement control. When you're done with buckets and you want to stick forks on the front, you can lower the speed of the implements, control it so you've got nice, smooth controllability. And of course, if you're doing, let's say, broom work or brush work, this becomes a fantastic tool carrier because a combination of throttle lock, engine RPM increase, engine RPM decrease allows you to basically control that work tool like never before. Because of our intelligent power management system, we can control engine speed and ground speed independent of each other. There's no physical connection between the two, so we can have got the ultimate combination of the two. And this keypad gives us that control. Now this little button over here is a great money saver. The thing is, tools, fuel and tires are the three big cost items for any wheel loader customer once they've bought the machine. Now this little button there helps reduce wheel torque, so basically prevents tire spinning. Now over this applications here, when you're working in sand, that's great because you're not digging holes in the ground as the tire spins. You can reduce that tire spin. If you're working more on concrete, then again you're going to reduce the tire spin, reducing that tire wear, lowering your operating and owning costs. And finally, the high stat aggressiveness. This button allows you to roll out and roll back or aggressively change direction. Fundamentally, as an operator, you can set this machine like you've never been able to do before in this size class. It suddenly becomes your own wheel loader, exactly the way you want it. That was the operator station. The aircon worked brilliantly. Let's check out the engine bay. So, engine bay, and surprise, surprise, sand gets everywhere, which is typical of something like this. However, on a site like this, you need those service checks to be as easy as possible. Otherwise, it just isn't going to get done. Daily checks from ground level, nothing in the way. We've even got a service platform in case you need it to get up on top. But pretty much, it's all there right in front of you. That C4.4, as we said before, 100 horsepower on 910K and 914K. Give you all the power you need. But part of the Cat wheel loader DNA, you're going to get those dedicated pumps. You see, the high stat has its own dedicated pump. The implements have their own dedicated pump. And steering has its own dedicated pump, which means when you're moving that bucket up and down and steering, one service will not starve another. You're going to get fast cycle times, whether it be low idle, mid idle, high idle, whatever idle. You're going to get great cycle times on the front end. And so it just makes the perfect simple loading shovel. Or you can configure it to as complex as you want. And that's the beauty about this K series. It's just simply whatever loader you need it to be. From the optimized Z-bar linkage, which will give you two machines in one, the perfect bucket from tip to tail solution, the best cab on the worksite in terms of visibility. We've shrunk wrapped the engine on the rear. That C4.4 will give you the 100 horsepower and deliver unmatched power to ground. And of course, just the general stability that you expect in a Cat wheel loader. Now if you have any more questions, please contact your local dealer. Thanks for watching. Take care now.